In this video, we are going to talk about the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. Let's start. The term, sociopath, is also used to describe someone who appears to be without conscience. In most cases, it's a slang term for someone who is either hateful or deserving of hatred. For many people, the term, psychopath, brings up visions of a sociopath who is just more deadly, such as a mass killer. From a psychiatric standpoint, people who are sociopathic or psychopathic display the characteristics of antisocial personality disorder, APD, which is defined by a pervasive disrespect for others' rights and/or feelings. There are two forms of APD, sociopaths and psychopaths. Despite the fact that the terms, sociopath, and psychopath, are sometimes used interchangeably, each has different characteristics that can be characterized in broad terms. Traits of psychopath. Psychopaths are regarded to be bred with a genetic predisposition, whilst sociopaths are believed to be developed by their surroundings. This isn't to say that psychopaths don't have horrific childhood experiences. Neurological variations in the brain may play a role in psychopathology. According to research, psychopaths have undeveloped brain regions that are thought to be important for emotion management and impulse control. Psychopaths, on the whole, have a hard time forming genuine interpersonal ties. Instead, they develop phony, superficial bonds that can be exploited to the psychopath's advantage. People are treated as pawns to be used in the psychopath's pursuit of his or her goals. Psychopaths, no matter how detrimental they are to others, rarely feel guilty for their actions. Others, on the other hand, frequently see psychopaths as pleasant and trustworthy people who work regular jobs. Some people have families and appear to be in love relationships. They are typically well educated, but they may have also learned a great deal on their own. When a psychopath commits a crime, they usually do so in the least dangerous manner possible. They'd painstakingly plan criminal acts to avoid being caught, having backup plans in place in case something went wrong. Traits of sociopath. Researchers believe that environmental factors such as a kid or teen's upbringing in a severely unfavorable household that resulted in physical aggression, emotional abuse, or childhood trauma have a role in psychopath development. Sociopaths are more impulsive and unpredictable in their acts than psychopaths. Despite their problems in building attachments to others, some sociopaths may be able to form a connection to a like-minded society or individual. Unlike psychopaths, many sociopaths do not have long-term employment or appear to have a normal family life to the outside world. When a sociopath undertakes criminal behavior, they often do so on the spur of the moment, with little regard for the risks or consequences of their actions. They can become agitated and frustrated very fast, which might result in violent outbursts. These steps increase the chances of catching a sociopath. Difference between a sociopath and a psychopath. There is no clinical difference between a sociopath and a psychopath. Individuals with ASPD are referred to by both terms. They're often used interchangeably. Some people tried to tell the difference between the two based on how severe their symptoms were. Minor indiscretions by a sociopath do not always result in major harm or anguish. A psychopath, on the other hand, is someone who is physically aggressive or puts others in danger. However, according to the DSM-5 diagnostic criteria, both of these symptoms are classified as ASPD. Repeated selfish behavior is insufficient in and of itself to characterize someone as a sociopath. Only when symptoms persist for a long time and do not improve with punishment or lifestyle adjustments is an ASPD diagnosis given. A selfish individual may engage in these behaviors for a brief period of time before feeling awful about it or changing their behavior through time or in response to punishment. Approach to violence. Although it's a common misconception that sociopaths and psychopaths are inherently aggressive, this is more of a TV drama construct than a true reflection of the illness. While violence is a possibility, neither a sociopath nor a psychopath has this trait. People with APD will go to incredible measures to exploit others in order to acquire what they want, whether by charming, beguiling, or frightening them. Psychopaths, like Jeffrey Dahmer, are just as liable to damage themselves as they are to harm others when they become hostile. Some people believe that sociopaths are produced, and psychopaths are born, although this statement may be overly broad. Although psychopathy is known to have inherited components, perhaps due to underdevelopment of the brain areas that control emotion and impulsivity, other factors clearly have a role in the behavioral disorder. According to a well-regarded report on the issue, psychopaths frequently have a history of a problematic home life and/or were raised in disadvantaged regions prone to abuse. Many children have grown up with substance-abusing parents who lacked parental guidance and attention. In maturity, this usually manifests as dysfunctional and failed relationships, as well as a preoccupied sensation of being robbed of possibilities and advantages that others have. Sexual abuse, physical aggression, or parental weakness are all common childhood traumas that can lead to sociopathy. Sociopaths have a conscience, although a tainted one, and will constantly justify behavior that they know is wrong. Psychopaths, on the other hand, will feel justified in their actions and will bear no responsibility for the harm they cause. This contrast could imply that a psychopath's development is influenced more by nature than a sociopath's. According to a 2014 review of studies, up to a third of sociopaths virtually put up their antisocial behavior later in life and develop well-adjusted relationships. Do they have a conscience? A crucial distinction between a psychopath and a sociopath, according to L. Michael Tompkins, ed., is whether or not he has a conscience, or the inner voice that tells us when we're doing something wrong. He is a psychologist at the Sacramento County Mental Health Treatment Center. A psychopath is a person who lacks a sense of morality. Even if he professes not to, he will have no moral qualms about lying to you in order to steal your money. According to Tompkins, he can observe others and then act in the same way they do to avoid being found out. A sociopath's conscience is usually bad. They may be aware that taking your money is unethical, and they may even feel guilty or regretful, but this will not stop them from carrying out their plan. Empathy, or the ability to put oneself in another's position and comprehend how they feel, is weak in both. According to Aaron Kipnis, Ph.D., author of The Midas Complex, a psychopath has no regard for other people. It's difficult to spot a psychopath. They have the ability to imitate emotions intelligently, charmingly, and professionally. They may act as if they are interested in you, but they most certainly are not. They are talented actors whose main aim is to exploit individuals for personal advantage, according to Tompkins. They are prone to blaming others and making excuses for their actions. Some academics describe sociopaths as hot-headed. They act without thinking about how their actions would influence others. Psychopaths are more cold-hearted and calculated. They meticulously plan their maneuvers and utilize strategic provocation to attain their objectives. If they desire more money or prestige at work, for example, they'll devise a strategy to remove any hurdles in their way, even if it means jeopardizing the employment or credibility of another individual. Brain differences. A psychopath's brain, according to recent studies, is unlike anyone else's. It could be due to physical differences that make it harder to empathize with another person's misery. When most individuals see blood or violence in a film, their hearts accelerate, their respiration quickens, and their hands sweat. A psychopath, on the other hand, reacts in the exact opposite way. He starts to feel more at ease. According to Kipnis, psychopaths' quality allows them to be fearless and engage in risky behavior. They are careless about the implications of their actions, he claims. Which is more dangerous? Psychopaths and sociopaths are both dangerous to society since they typically try to live a regular life while dealing with their diseases. Psychopaths, on the other hand, are considered to be the more harmful condition since they have no remorse for their actions. To a psychopath who lacks emotional attachment, any misery experienced by others is meaningless. Psychopaths accounted for a large number of well-known serial murders. Not everyone who is labeled a psychopath or sociopath is a violent person. Violence isn't a necessary component, nor is it necessary for an antisocial personality disorder diagnosis, but it is frequently present. What do you think of our list? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.